For those who just came in, could you please come to the front part of the hall, because there are so many empty seats there. Come. Don't be shy. We won't bite you. Come to the front, sisters. My students, could you please come to the front? Not at the front here, at the front here. And sisters, could you please come to the front row? Brothers and sisters who just came in, could you please come to the front part of the hall, because there are so many empty seats here. Thank you. For those who just came in, could you please come to the front part of the hall? Because we have so many empty seats at the front. We are going to start very soon, so please settle down. Madam Charity Ayu, Head of Recruitment, Training and Students Activities, Madam Wan Narmi Aziana Wan Abdullah, Subpad Lecturer, Miss Arina Zura Zubair, Subpad Lecturer. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening I bid to all of you. Welcome to tonight's forum on Kiar, Kursus Integriti dan Anti Rasuah, Integrity Talk by Subpad Lecturers. My name is Farhana Abdul Karim, and I'll be your MC for this evening. We have two distinguished speakers with us today who will be sharing their insights and perspectives on Kiar Integrity Talk. Let me introduce our speakers for tonight. Madam Wan Narmi Aziana Wan Abdullah and Miss Arlina Zura Zubair, and both of them are from the English Language Department, Subpad. Here's a bit of the could you please give a round of applause? Thank you very much. Here's a little bit of background about our lovely speakers today. Wan Narmi Aziana Wan Abdullah and Arlina Zura Zubair have been Subpad lecturers since the early 2000s. With their extensive experience in teaching and holding administrative posts at Subpad, both were seconded to the Malaysia Anti-Corruption Academy, MACA, which operates under the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission. Their tenure began in 2019, and the initial 2-year contract was renewed for another term in 2021. At MACA, Narmi and Arlina were responsible for assisting with documents, conducting training for MACC cadets and officers throughout Malaysia, organizing international anti-corruption training programs, and overseeing the cadets program for new recruits. Without further ado, let's welcome them to the stage to start off tonight's presentation. Let's give them a round of applause.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Very good evening, everyone. Okay, so you know that night time. I'm always a morning person. Okay, all right. So tonight you'll have me, Madam Narmi, and Ms. Alina, who will be speaking about integrity and anti-corruption. Okay, and as Madam mentioned just now, we were seconded to Makkah, which is under the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission. All right. So we just came back.
October
4 months, 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah. So okay. So we will share what we know. All right. We share a little of what we know, what we understand. Okay. Okay. All right. But we have to say that there is so much more that we don't know. All right. But there's always something that we can learn. All right. So, and there's a bit of a limitation to what we can share. All right. Okay. Are you guys all right?
Yes.
Okay. So you have to be because you've got to be here, right? Okay. So let's begin at looking at various interpretations of what is corruption. Okay. So what you see here is the definition of corruption from United Nations Development Program, UNDC. All right. So they say that corruption is misuse of public power, office, authority, public benefit through bribery, extortion, influence peddling, nepotism, fraud, speed money, and embezzlement. How many of those terms are you familiar with? You only know bribery. So can someone tell me what you think bribery is? Loud voice. I know this is a big hall, but I do this in my small classes, big classes, doesn't matter. Okay? Loud voice, please. What do you think bribery is?
Rasuah.
Rasuah, Malay, interpretation, direct translation. Okay, not helping. What is it? What do you understand about bribery? What happens?
Under the table for preferential treatment.
I heard under the table for
Preferential treatment.
preferential treatment. Good. Okay. All right. So that's this. So then we've got the term under the table. What does that mean?
Not through legal channels.
It's the same person. Thank you very much. Seems like he's the only one here. Okay. Yes. So not through legal channels. I think we can accept that. All right. So we've got these other terms here. Private benefit. Keyword for private benefit. All right. So there is the term influence peddling. Do you understand that? So you see the two words, influence and peddling. What is peddling? Something like selling, networking, using your influence to network to get something. Okay? All right, that's influence peddling. We've got the other term, which is, I'm sure you know this one, nepotism. Using cable. What else? Cables, networking. Okay, using who you know for something. Okay, fraud. What is fraud? Huh? Lying. Fraud. Synonym possible. Okay. Scam. That's fraud. All right. Yes. Anything else for fraud? Okay. So we've also got speed money. Fast money. Speed money is what we call greasing. Giving money to somebody to help speed up an interaction. Speed money. Pelincir, if that's the term in Malay. Okay? Or you grease somebody. Okay? Alright? And we've also got embezzlement. Alright? So embezzlement means?
Stealing money from an organization or corporation.
Well, you should be here. Okay, good. So misappropriation of funds from an organization. Alright, so that is embezzlement. Right, so that is from UNDP. We've got also another interpretation which comes from the World Bank. Alright, so they say that corruption is basically abuse of public office for public gain. So they have the key term which is similar to the one from UNDC just now, which is for private benefit. That was the term that they used. So here from the World Bank, they say it's for private gain. Alright, so similar. Moving on. From Transparency International. Can you see the similarity as well? What's the synonym? Synonym. Key idea here also. Private gain. So again, personal benefit. Alright? And here they have added also misuse of entrusted power. And they say that it hurts everyone who depends on the integrity of people in a position of authority. Can you agree with that? Do you? Okay. So we've got one more. Okay. From Transparency International UK. Alright. So they divide it into three parts. Okay. Where they think that bribery is offering, you offer, you promise, you give, you accept, you solicit. Okay, meaning you ask. An advantage as an inducement for an action which is illegal, unethical, and a breach of trust. Alright, so any of those verbs, if you were to take action on that, alright, so that could be considered as part of bribery. And they break it down into active bribery and also passive bribery. So where active bribery is concerned, according to Transparency International UK, they say, alright, an employee of the company, when an employee of a company offers, promises, or gives some kind of advantage to the other party, that is active bribery. Okay? Passive bribery is when the employee requests or agrees to receive or accept an advantage. Do I stop or do I continue? Let's think about that. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so we've got a question for you.
All right. Now, let me ask you a question. Are you allowed to give your lecturers gifts? Yes? Have you given them any? Yes? But you've not given them any. Have you given them any? Yes? How much did it cost? How much? Have you bought them lunch? Have you brought them out for dinner? After end of the semester? No? If you have, you are not allowed to do so if the cost is more than 350 ringgit. If it's more than 350 ringgit, that is considered as bribery already, right? And also for lecturers, if we were to accept that, if the students were to go to an ACC office and they were to make a complaint, it is considered as a legit case, right? So for everyone's information, not just in the education institution, not just between lecturers and also students, but in whatever cases, when you start working, yeah, just to let you know, 350 ringgit and more will be considered as bribery, right? So you're not allowed to accept any gifts in that sense, for your information. Thank you.
Okay, so there are other elements that will, on top of that bribery, the amount that will help, that will constitute it as a corruption act. Okay, that is more liable. All right, so that's just the top of it. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, social institutions. All right, what do you understand about social institution? Do we live in isolation? Do you live in silo? No. So humans. We are social beings. Okay, we are social beings. We may be introvert, all right, but we are still social beings. Okay, so you can see, all right, there are several parts of several social institutions here. First one being family, all right, religion and faith, education, media, and politics. Right here. All right. So what does a social institution do? What is the characteristic when you say you belong to a social institution? Do you have, is there structure? Is there an organization of that particular institution? Yes. Okay. Just let's say let's strip it down to family. So in a family, is there structure? So who's the head of the family? Okay. So father, you got your parents, and then from your oldest sibling to the youngest one. So there's structure. All right. So your extended family, you've got your grandparents. So again, there's a hierarchy there, right? So in that family, do you have a particular order of how you do things? Different families have different orders, different rules, different practices. So that's your social institution there, in a little nutshell there. Okay? So you also have, in that social institution, do you learn from each other in your family? Your parents teach you? Yes, they try to make you, guide you to become a good Muslim, to be a good son and daughter. Yes, and when you graduate, okay, you will start your own family, perhaps, quickly, okay, I don't know, but perhaps, okay, you will start your own family and you will have, your own set of ideals, rules and regulations, or teachings that you want to pass down to your children. True? Right. Okay? So, we don't live in isolation, we're not hermits. So, in social institutions, we have patterns of beliefs, alright, behaviors, and there's a relationship, okay, and responsibilities that we all each would have to bear. Okay? Even you yourself, alright, as part of a social institution like this university, you have responsibilities as a student. True? In your mahala? Do you have a leader in your mahala? Are you a leader of yourself? You're not a leader of yourself. Then who leads you? Then you're going to go astray. Let's hope not. So, but basically, every social institution, every person, every being, whether you're part of big community, small community, or as just for yourself, you are all responsible for the choices that you make. Okay? All right. So, moving on. Okay. So, in social institutions, we need to have this what we call JIWA. Jiwa. Malay word for so. Okay. All right. In promoting integrity. So we've got this acronym starting with J. Wow. Exactly. Okay. All right. So the first one, the first J. This actually means berjua. Means you try to cultivate integrity all the time. Because in this world, it's a challenge. So I would have to say sometimes the decisions that you make, some positions that you are in, it may be challenging for you to make a decision that is the right one. Have you ever faced that? Yes. As a student, you face that when you have passengers in your group. You can relate. All right. When you have people who do not do their part, not taking out their Gratification. Alright? When I have to say, when we went to MACC, this word gratification was very much widely used. When we were in UIA, what gratification? I think it means something else, is it? Okay, but here it says gratification. In various forms, okay, inducement or reward, money, discounts, okay, so that could be gratification, something that you get back, all right? Reciprocation, so reciprocate means you expect something. Reciprocate, I scratch your back, you scratch my back, you get something in return, right? So, reciprocation is the purpose of the bribe given or received, meaning you do the favor, okay? And the final element is mens rea, all right, which is Latin for malicious intent, okay? So, interestingly, that the law says there has to be intent has to be shown. Malicious intent has to be shown. All right? To prove that corruption has occurred. Okay? All right? So it's the most important element, and it says here that it's the most difficult element to prove in an investigation. Because intention, how do you show intention? How can you show malicious intent? Not easy, right? To think of something? No. So it's very hard for the parties involved to actually show that malicious intent is there. So that's why sometimes you see cases or you read in newspaper, how come? All the evidence is there. But we don't know. Okay? The investigation has been done, but maybe some criteria has not been fulfilled. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, we've got an example here. Okay, so the example, I'm sure, okay, you got school money from your parents, okay, so when you were younger, perhaps you didn't like to go to school, did you? No? Yes? No? You don't like to go to school? Or even now maybe you don't like? Okay, so you didn't like to go to school. Alright, so your parents said, okay, if you go to school today, I give you extra pocket money. Okay, or maybe if you go to school today, later I take you out for ice cream. Or I'll take you, let's go have lunch somewhere. Alright, we'll go to the theme park, something. Okay, so that kind of example. Do you think in this case, there is no ill intention, all right? Because your father, your parents, give you that favor, that gift, that reward. There's no mens rea or there's no malicious intent in that gift. He wants you to go to school for whose benefit? Is it for his benefit? Yes, because he wants you to be a lawyer, a doctor, or whatever. Okay, but in the long run, is it for his benefit or is it more for your benefit? Your own benefit. Okay, so it's parents' responsibility to actually provide for the child. Okay, up to a certain age. So it's considered it's a practice. Okay, if parents don't give you or don't reward you for doing good things, it happens. Okay, all right, it does happen. But here, there is no mens rea, there is no malicious intent because it's for your benefit, not for his personal gain. Okay?
And so that is why in every case that they handle, it's very important for them to be able to prove that mens rea, right? So they will strategize to actually get the proof.
Okay. So let's see some examples of corruption terms. All right. You've heard of pelintir. So actually, this is what we call hash money. Hash money. I give you this, you don't tell them. I'm breaking the law. Okay, I'm opening up this shop. All right, I've got business, side income. Don't tell, hash money. Okay, total. Alright, so that's hush money. Then we've got what we call makan suap or under the table. Okay, under the table money or under the table. Alright. So I think this is you're pretty clear about this one, right? When you give money without other people knowing, the term came because it was literally given under the table, alright, so that people could not see that there is an exchange, alright, but you expect something back from the other party, alright. Counting is the next one. I don't think counting has the equivalent in English. Okay, what's your understanding of counting? Huh? You tolerate? Okay lah, counting mah, 57 ni what? Okay? Pollution? Collusion. So you both agree. Okay? Yeah, there's some kind of agreement there. Alright? When you counting. You agree to give that little discount, the person, okay, happy. Then we have what we call kopi. Okay? Coffee money. Alright, that's another term. And whatever it is still another term for giving money to another party for some kind of favor. Alright, and the last term that sometimes we hear, okay, alright, if you get stopped by the police on the road, sometimes your partner or your friend, give me up, police. The policeman didn't even ask for it. Okay, your assumption. Alright, so don't. Okay, don't. Right. So, these are corruption terms when plus with the 5 elements. Remember, there is a giver, bribery giver, bribery recipient, gratification, and before mens rea, 5. Reciprocation. Okay, you get something back. And finally, the mens rea. If those 5 elements are complete, then there is a case. Okay, a possible case which can be prosecuted depending. Okay, right. Literally under the table, yeah. Okay, and I don't know why, but English says male, but no, cannot say gender bias, right? It doesn't happen. It happens to anyone, male, female, young or old. It could happen. Okay? Right. Does corruption only involve money? No. Okay. What does it involve then? Yeah? Favors? Okay, what? Roll cake? Cake? I hate cake. At 9 o'clock at night. What else? Sorry, sisters, brothers, you have to speak a bit louder because, hijab goes around many times. Cannot hear. What else? What is? If you say corruption does not only involve money, what else? Using power, what power? Using power. Position. Cool. Okay. Any position. Okay. Tenders. Okay. All right. What else? No more? So this. Okay. So these are forms of gratification. Okay. It's a Malay, but I will tell you. One, money, cash, gifts. Okay. Bonuses, services. Okay. Services could across the line as well. There'll be different types of services. Okay, sexual ones as well considered. Okay, upah means payment. All right, Ms. Al mentioned position. Okay, all right, and discounts. These are among the things. Okay, the forms of gratification. All right, so it's not just cash. Okay, even what's mentioned here is property, exchange of property. Okay, giving of property. All right, bonds. Now we have what else? Bitcoin. Yeah. Okay, so it's not exactly just cash. All right. Can you see or not? Okay, so it says here, so this is a diagram, all right, is asking about what is your level, what is our level of sensitivity to the issue of integrity and anti-corruption. Okay, are you at number 1? Saying no issue, tak ada hal. Okay, all right, or are you at number 2? Yes, there is a problem, but I can't do anything about it. Is that you?
Yes.
Are you sure you can't do anything about it? Okay? Alright? Because remember, we work as an individual for ourselves, as part of a family, and as part of a community. So in each position, in which role we play, there is something that you can do. Whether how small, or it could be a big thing. Alright? Okay. So, are you at number 3? The one in the center, which says, there's a problem, and I'm interested to know more about what I can do. Is that you? Maybe. Is that why you're here today? No, you are at number 2. Okay, all right. And number 4 says, I am ready to act. I'm ready to take action. At this stage, are we ready to take action? Yes, no?
Yes or no?
Not really, because no evidence, no data, no picture evidence to show, no record, you don't have anything, just talk, that'll be gossip. Okay? Alright? Then, final one, are you number 5? You're willing to share the solution and support change, make a difference. Are we there? No, we're not there yet. Okay? But do we strive to be there? Yes. Okay? Alright, so we do want to make a change, to make the world better, clean, corruption free, no bribery. Is that an ideal? Too ideal? Maybe, but can it be done? Can be done. Alright? And where does it start? It starts with us as individuals. We start first. We do our part and let other people do their part. If we carry our responsibility, alright, we act, we have integrity, alright, other people, they do their part as well, act with integrity, inshallah, we'll be fine. Alright? But if you act with integrity, the person next to you does not act with integrity, and so you follow, you do, I do not. That's not right. Because then you are not following, you are not practicing good morale, you are not practicing your religion properly. Okay? Alright? So, are we okay? Yeah. Alright, so corruption. Anyone can be corrupted. Okay? Anyone. Alright? Your friend, let's say, situation. Your friend treats you to belanja what? Oops. Zeus coffee. Okay. No more Starbucks. So Zeus coffee. So belanja. Your friend expects something from you to help out with something. That happens? So are you corrupted? No, friend, scratch your back, but it is. It opens the door to that kind of practice already. Yes? Can we agree to that? No man's fear, malicious intent. But I scratch your back, you scratch my back. Personal benefit, you do my work. Is it there? I did that. Depends. So again, we are all exposed to that kind of situation every day. Alright? But again, we think here, I'm back to say, in IIUM, we always husnuzon. Sangka baik. No, they're not that. So we do our integrity part. Yes, they wanted to belajar. Okay, I'll take it sincerely. Is that what you do? I hope so. It doesn't sound encouraging. Okay, but we do that. So that's a great thing about being part of IIUM. Yeah. Okay. So how do individuals get caught up with corruption and misuse of power? Like I said just now, anyone can be, can get corrupted, right? So, how do people get caught up with this corruption and misuse of power? Alright, so some of these things are interrelated, they overlap. Alright, just so you know. So, first of all, no integrity. They don't care. It's a very materialistic world. So some people, what's the phrase? Dog eat dog, dog eat dog. Yeah, no? Hello, self-pay teachers, what's the phrase? Hello. It's a dog eat dog world. Okay? So it's material. So it's either I have to do this or else someone else will do it. No integrity. You don't care about other people. You care about yourself only. True? Does it happen? It does happen. Okay? I'm not saying it's you, but it happens. Okay? Alright. Then we also have the nature of the person. Self-love. Okay? Because they love themselves so much, they have to have the best of everything. So, to get the best of everything, what do you need? To get the best of everything, what do you need? Love doesn't make the world go round. Okay? What do you need? You need money. You need funds. So these people, yes, self-love, they will do anything to do, to get whatever they want to get. Alright? Plus, no integrity. Okay? Also, by nature, they want the easy way. Profit easily. Does this happen? Yeah? You see people, I don't know, around you, I'm sure, where they, apple polishing, have you heard of that?
Apple polish.
Oh, I'm learning idiomatic expression today. Apple polishing. Madam, you're so pretty today. Madam, I like what you're wearing today. Apple polishing. Wow, madam, you know so much. Apple polishing. Also, I love your class. Apple polishing. Make the person feel good. Then what happens? So whenever the madam writes a paper, okay, alright, you want to profit easily by just some simple words. It happens. Does it happen? Yes. Have you done it? You've never told your madam that she's pretty? Sorry, like humor. Okay, so we have that. Then the organizational culture is rewarding, meaning maybe in some companies, let's say if you get sales and marketing. Okay? Once you graduate, perhaps you join sales and marketing. Some companies, they reward their employees, right? You have good sales, you get bonus, right? And let's say Why does it open its doors to corruption and misuse of power? Because you do your networking, you connect with other people, right? And then with your connections, you get a reward from your connections, maybe, okay? And you get another reward from your company. So double reward, okay? Then you have collusion, evil collusion between officials and contractors. Again, some kind of agreement. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. You keep me in this tender, you get me into this tender, okay, I will send your family for a holiday. Go Switzerland. Happens? You heard of it? I'll send you for a golfing trip. Okay? Alright? Could happen. Contractor tactics, same thing, similar. Alright? So the contractor or the seller of that service actually starts, with networking. You get buddy with the bosses, and with them you start with giving gifts, providing luncheon, alright, treats. Every Raya you give them hampers, yes. Okay, hampers and gifts. So it starts with that. Alright? So again, you have to go back to the law. Gifts of about 350 and above, that can be considered as the amount that exceeds the allowed amount, alright? So that has to be declared differently. So no, okay? So, and contractors are very smart. They are very persistent. They will pester you slowly until they get what they want. Alright? And because if you are in that position in the company to actually award tenders or to give business to that company, alright? You may break down and say, okay lah, I give you lah this time. You come to see me 10 times already. Fade out. Perhaps. Okay? It happens. Alright? So, individuals can get caught up with corruption and misuse of power. But as individuals, we have the power to actually do what? You have the power to do what? It's all up to you. Whether you want to accept, do you want a lifestyle that is rich, materialistic and whatnot, and give your children, your family members, money that comes from illegal means, haram money? Okay? No. Alright? Just like when you are very adamant about not eating pork, you should also be very adamant about not taking bribes. Okay? Keep that in mind as well. Because if you were to practice, if you were to take it once, maybe the effect, I personally believe, maybe the effect will not be on you, but you still have your siblings, you still have your parents, something bad might happen to them instead. Okay? I believe that's how the world turns out. Right? Okay. So, let's go to the next one. I see people already slumping in their chairs, getting more relaxed. Okay, so we're going into understanding the mindset of bribery. Okay, come back to reasons for individuals to actually commit corruption. Okay, what do you think is a corrupt mindset? Can someone tell me?
What is the corrupt mindset?
What do you understand about being corrupted? We talk about corruption. Okay, but being corrupted. Being corrupt. What is that?
The beliefs that everything is okay. There are no boundaries.
Again, sorry?
No boundaries. What you're doing, you just langgar.
There are no boundaries you can do anything. Disregard for rules, disregard for law, disregard for any regulations, okay, or any relationships. you have a disrespect or disregard for that. All right, so that's the corrupt mindset. Possible? Any more?
Selfish.
Being selfish. Yes, you only care about, what was that, nature of the person? Of course you love yourself, but again, we live in society. We have to think about our family, we have to think about our neighbors. We cannot park our car in front of our neighbor's house. We're not thinking about our neighbor. Okay, so we live in society, so there are norms and rules, and we have to keep that relationship. Okay, all right. So moving on. Okay. So this is some situations. All right, I'm going to share some. All right, some thinking of a person who will take bribes. Okay, we think that, Allah, if I don't take, someone else will take one. Have you ever said that? Maybe you're not talking about money, but you talk about, Allah, that person got the spot already, never mind lah. Or, Allah, that person got the spot. No, that person will get the spot if I don't take it. Do you think like that? Never? When you queue someplace? Alright? Okay, that starts. Alright? The devil is talking to you already. Okay? So, another situation is like in today's modern world. Okay? They say to settle, to not feel so guilty, alright, about the crime that they're doing. Alright, they say that, it's hard for me to refuse. Today, perhaps I can avoid it, maybe tomorrow, don't know. Alright? So, I didn't ask, the person offered. It's them who want to give me. So, I take. Do you have that mindset? Does it happen? Maybe not taking money, gifts. It happens, right? So that is a small element already triggering your integrity, already affecting it. Alright? So again, we have to think. No worries, yeah? Who's snooze on? Okay? Alright? So we also have, okay, highly ambitious people, okay, and greedy. Okay, where they think, I want to be rich, like the others. I want to drive
Bigger cars.
Mini Cooper.
Yeah,
I want to drive a Mini Cooper. Okay, I don't want the premium Lisa. Isn't that on IG sekarang ni, premium Lisa? Okay. Okay, I don't want a premium Lisa. I want a Mini Cooper. Okay, I want to drive that car. So that person can drive it, why can't I? Alright? So, if you have the opportunity, take it. Opportunity only knocks once. Still take it. Can or cannot? Cannot. Okay, can or cannot? Actually, no, okay, it comes down. Is it wrong? If you can say no, there's no problem with it. It does not go against religion. It does not go against my values. It does not go against what my parents taught me. It does not go against integrity, then go ahead. If you can answer that honestly. But if you cannot, then in your heart, your conscience is telling you, no. This is not the right way to earn that Mini Cooper. Okay? Are we alright? Okay. Moving on. Another situation. Victim of circumstance or fear of isolation or alienation. Alright? Okay, if I don't take it, my peers will alienate me. Alright, they won't talk to me, they won't have lunch with me. Alright, so because of that, I have to accept it. Alright, actually this kind of situation, it does occur. Alright, right now you are still, you're doing a degree, but who knows, after this, some of you may want to go into enforcement. Some of you may want to be, go into policing. Some of you may want to be in MACC, Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission. Okay, so you join. All right. So once you're in that position of an enforcer, okay, or maybe not enforcement officer, maybe even as a lawyer, okay, in government courts or banks, any position, okay. If you see your peers, they have been there longer than you, they've been doing this. Every time this customer comes, he gives them gifts. Everyone gets one. So you get one also. It happens. So because you do not want to be the odd one out, you accept. Okay? But that is also already opening up, opening up the door to corruption. Okay? So this is something, again, go back to your religion, your religion, okay, your teaching, your family values, all right, and ask yourself, is this right? Okay? And if it's not right, what do you think? What you should be thinking? That the gift was given with no intention. But there is always a limit to how much you can think about that, right? Yeah. So again, it's something that happens, and we do have to think about the repercussions from doing such action or taking such favors or gifts and whatnot. Okay? Alright. So, for the next part, because I'm getting thirsty. Okay, Miss Alina will continue.
I'll still be down there, don't worry.
All right then, for the next part. Corrupt mindset. All right. So, as you can see, leadership by example. Despite that, if there is, there is a corrupt boss, it is an integrity. You need to live by integrity by not being part of the crowd. Okay. So there is no term such as I follow the boss and things like that. Right? Because if you are to go through this, then you will be part of them and you are also liable to be, part of the case. Okay, so next. Alright, so the next one is if you didn't get caught, this is the problem with being corrupted. Okay, the first time when you do it, maybe because you start off with a small amount or with a small reward, so you might like it and you would want to gain more. Remember the benefit gain, personal gain, right? Okay, so you will get away once. You might be getting away once, right? You might be getting away for the second time, but believe it or not, once you lose your crony or once you don't have the right team, right, you will be caught, all right? And this is dangerous because again, like what Madam Nari mentioned just now, it will actually affect the entire family and your relatives. Discouraged, all right? So as you can see here, it's not fair for me, I work hard, but when it comes to Anugrah Malang, horizontal or vertical, he is the one who gets it. He's lazy, yet he gets all the credit. Now, as you know, once you start working, even now, when you're a student, right, as a student, you do get the side points, right? So when you start working, there'll be more rewards in that sense, whereby you would want to be acknowledged with regards to what you have done in terms of your career and things like that. So let's not be greedy about it. Take it slow and make sure that you are satisfied with your own reward, the reward that you get. Okay. All right. So this is another thing. Despite of the economical condition that we are facing nowadays, after COVID especially, a lot of people would take bribery, not just the government officials. It can happen to anyone at all, even for caterers, even for chefs, even for lecturers, even whoever it is, we are all open to corruption. All right, so always leave.
Teacher's voice? Cannot. She got sore throat. No teacher's voice. Most importantly is that no, tak boleh, tak jalan. Habis terus.
All right. So most importantly is that people always say, all right, people always say there is a belief saying that corruption mostly happens with the with the government servants, maybe because government salaries does not increase as much as the private companies, private organizations. However, if we as the public offer bribery to those people, you can actually get caught and be brought to court as well. So, once you have the mens rea, even the public can be liable on that, yeah? So always, despite of the risk and the hardship of surviving nowadays, it's important to not overlive with your salary. All right, so this one, the mindset of bribery. Why should I accept it? These are the questions that you should ask yourself, right? So long as you do not want to gain any benefit for your personal self, right? So you should be asking yourself, why should I avoid, or why should I not accept a bribe, right? And then you can also say, once, despite that not being caught, you must avoid, and also being victim of circumstance and being alienated. Despite that, you are in a group of people who are receiving bribery or who are corrupted. You, as the individual, would have to avoid taking the bribery, and you have the responsibility to actually make the report. All right. So again, leading by example, pimpinan melalui dan leading by example. The next one would be high expectations and greed. All right, like what Madam Rafi mentioned just now. When we are too greedy, we want too much, so many things in our lives, and we want it to be as quickly as possible. Right? So that is being corrupted already. And then when you feel discouraged for the lack of appreciation, despite that not being appreciated, please know that integrity plays a big role. All right. So long as you follow, you do not follow the flow, but as long as you follow the rules and regulations and do not go against the law, inshallah, you will get there. All right. You cannot be giving this kind of reason. It's just because you need to support your family, or you need to support your children, and you need to support your babies and things like that. All right. Okay. NACC Act 2009. This was actually approved in the Parliament 10 years ago, but it has been officially practiced since June 2020 or 2021. All right, so the first one is actually solicit or receive gratification. All right, this is very much important. They do have cases on that. And then once you offer or once you give gratification, you can be brought to court as well. All right. Tuntutan palsu, like there have been cases in the newspaper as well, right, on false claims. Okay, so this is considered as bribery also. So whatever that you claim, yeah, whether we are the lecturers, whether we are the students, whether you have new tenders, whether you are having new projects, whether you are catering for an event, all right, false claims can be brought to court, all right. And the next one is the misuse of power and authority. Despite that, you are not directly offering, but because of the 5 elements, you can still be brought to court.
Can I add to that one? Yep. Okay, then. Okay.
For those four, the MACC Act 2009, the 4 things that you saw just now, which is soliciting, receiving gratification, that is one offense, okay, which is under section 16A, 17A, MACC Act, okay, 2009, that's one offense. When you solicit or you receive, that can be offense. Second offense would be offering and giving. You offer to someone, you give someone gratification, that is also an offense under section 17B of that act. Okay? False claim. I think this one happens when people don't actually realize they're doing false claims, right? Especially when they do, once you start working, claiming for mileage, claim for mileage when you carpool. That happens, okay? False claim, all right? Claiming for meals which you did not actually utilize, okay? All right, so that's false claim. So this is under an offense under section 18, okay? And that one misuse of power and authority for government officials. All right, this is under section 23. Okay, so there are 4 offences that you can be tried for under the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission Act 2009. Okay, 4 offences. Are we alright? Do you remember the 5 elements of corruption? What are they? Giver, bribery giver, recipient, gratification, which is reward, money, gifts, and whatnot. Okay, 4th one, reciprocation. You receive something back in exchange. And the last one, mens rea. Today's tagline is mens rea, malicious intent. Okay, 5 elements, 5 of those things that is can be tried if you are to do these 4 offences. Okay, you can be tried under Malaysian MACC Act 2009. Okay.
So this is showing the rank of CPI between Botswana versus Malaysia, right? So Botswana is ranked at 35, but Malaysia is ranked at 61. So the score is only 47, while it is for Botswana 60%. All right, and you can see these are just some of the data saying that how much bribery cases or corruption cases that we have in Malaysia and how trivial it is. Bribery and personal connection rates. So you can see that 71% think government corruption is a big problem. Do you think so? 13% paid a bribe for public services in the previous 12 months. No? Should be lesser. 50% used personal connections for public sources in the previous 12 months for public services. Okay? And then 7% offered bribes in exchange for votes. And then 12% experienced sextortion or know someone who has. 12%. So that's quite a big percentage as well, despite that it's only 12%. But it means that all these cases, they exist in Malaysia. All right? So it is not good. All right? So Malaysia's score from 2019, it has dropped, yes, from 2019 to 2022. However, if you look at this, can ordinary people make a difference in the fight against corruption? Yeah, 68% says yes. All right, 68%. Okay. However, do you think everyone is practicing that? Yeah, we need more people to actually practice this to understand what integrity is. All right. So 21% mentioned yes, no. All right, which is viable. And neither yes or no. 11% they don't even know, or don't know, or refuse to answer. Why do you think these people refuse to answer? Is there anyone from here who refused to answer? Are you in the yes, no, or neither yes or no? Yes? Yes. No? Yes or no? Yes, you are. Okay, yes or no means because you need more knowledge with regards to what integrity is all about and how to actually avoid this bribery, yeah? Because it's not easy, because sometimes we feel that we're just doing a favor, right? Or maybe by the end of the semester or right before the semester ends, you would want to ask your lecturer for lunch, would want to buy the lecturer lunch, right? But in the end, you do not pass the exam, so the student can also bring the case to MACC, despite that it is under 350 ringgit. 350 ringgit above, more than 350 ringgit is legit, right? But if it's under 350 ringgit, once you go to MACC and make a report, MACC has the right to actually start a case on you. All right. So if the students who tend to give, right, for your lecturers, if you tend to provide something and the lecturer says she or he doesn't want it, and your lecturer goes to MACC and make a report, the case can be on you as well. So it goes both ways. Okay, so USD 2.6 trillion global annual loss due to corruption. All right, so please know that with this kind of loss, we could have used it actually on schools and hospitals, right? Instead of doing all these cases, please know that MACC is using a lot of fund. They need a lot of fund to actually carry out all these cases, because as you know, not only local, cases that only happens in Malaysia, but outside of Malaysia. So all these funds we are just wasting actually, right? Okay. Aduh. Setiap kali akan sejumlah USD 1 trillion rasuah dibayar untuk berbagai tujuan. So in other words, it is estimated that USD 1 trillion is used to pay for on corruption. Alright, so rather than using it for development, the first picture you have development in terms of education. Then you have oil industry, which actually it could help reduce in terms of our economy, all right, and also construction, where we can have more developments in our country and better infrastructure, all right, and especially in terms of maintenance. In Malaysia, we need a lot of money in that sense, all right. Okay, so you can see this. This was a survey. This is a survey actually on the most corrupt public perception on most corrupt cases. So 36%, and you can see that in terms of parliamentary. All right, 30% on police, 28% on government servants, and also 27% on business executives. Now you can see 36% for parliament. Why do you think so? Why do you think the percentage is high for the parliamentary? Why?
Sorry?
Pass legislation.
Pass legislation.
Pass legislation. Yeah.
Passing legislation, what happens when they pass legislations? That means there's a company which they may have interest in, which is profiting from that passed legislation. True enough. Okay, so they have another intended intention.
Personal gain there. All right. So police. Why do you think it's the police? Why do you think it's the police? Sorry. Yeah, they are the ones who enforce the law, and I'm pretty sure everyone have had some sort of experiences. But again, it can be avoided so long as we, as the individual, do not entertain that, right? Okay. And then pejabat awam, which means government officials, of course, because this is the nearest to the parliamentary. Okay, and then we have that business executives. All right, so this is by Tan Sri Datuk Sri Azabaki. So he says that corruption and misuse of power among public officers have been a serious level for the past 10 years. And if nothing is done, this issue will worsen. All right, so MECC is taking this very much seriously. And that is why lately there are a lot of cases being brought to court and things like that. All right.
Can I add on to that? Okay. Now, with regard to cases have been have been brought to court. But you have to understand the responsibility of MECC is actually on investigation. Investigation only, collecting the evidence, applying it. Who actually goes to court is the Attorney General Chambers. Okay, so they are the one who actually take the case and they will have to fight against the people who are the corrupted people. All right, so they have to make their argument, and that is where there has to be a close relationship between MECC, who investigates, and also good communication with the AG Chambers. All right, so that they have enough evidence, they collect enough evidence, do it in the proper way, so that the case can be brought to court without any flaws or loopholes. Then only the case will be tried and the person will be subjected to a certain amount or 20 years maximum in jail, or I think 10 times the amount of the bribery
concerned. The value of the bribe. Okay, 10 times the amount. All right. Yeah.
So in other words, once the case is brought to court, it is no longer under MACC. So whatever decision is not made by MACC, just know that. So between 2005 to 2014, Malaysia has lost 1.8 trillion through illicit financial flows, which stems from bribery. And this is very much a serious case because this is a big loss. Alright? Alright, so this is actually the Corruption Perception Index, CPI. So as you can see, it started off quite high in 2014, alright, with 52%, and then it goes up to 2022 and 2023. We are still at the same position, alright, with 47%, but we are at number 61. So what do you think of this data? What do you think of this data with the number? The percentage tends to be lower, yes, but what about the position? Are we okay? Are we good? Yeah, we are not in a good position, all right? Okay, so it's very important. That is why it's very important. It starts from every individual, and all of us play a big role to actually combat this issue. All right. So to conclude, corruption causes negative impact on not only individuals but also family, community, economy, and the country. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Madam Narni and Ms. Arina for that thought-provoking discussion. So could you please give a round of applause to the Okay, we will not begin the Q&A session, so I just hope that we can have some questions from the floor. And if you do have, could you please go to the, especially upstairs. People, hi, are you guys still awake? So can we start with the Q&A session now? So if you have any question, specifically from my class, could you please go to the microphone? Sam, could you please do me the honor of asking one question? Thank you very much. Next, sister from this side, yeah? I will randomly pick you.
Yes, alright. So I got a graduate. My name is Sam from Kuliah Economics and Management Sciences. Because my name is Nico the medium. If not, I will not ask. Okay. So my question is quite simple. What can we do in the context of university students, not in general, to curb corruption, maybe in terms of when we are with our friends and in our daily life in them. Thank you.
Okay, so as a role as a student, what you can do to curb this corruption. If you see something wrong being done, should you stay silent? No. So that's the first thing that you should do. You should not stay silent. You can actually when you see your friends or if you see your friend doing something wrong, what should you be doing? Before you report, you advise. Okay, brother, this actually is not something that we should be doing. I don't think I can be a part of this, or I don't want to be. This is wrong. This
you may not see the consequences now, but in future you might get some kind of illness. I don't know. Okay, all right. So advice: try to persuade the person not to do something like that. Okay, so if you see something being done, something wrong, even if your lecturer does something wrong, ask: are you sure that's right? Question. Okay, because you have the power to speak, your responsibility as well. Okay, don't keep silent. Don't close. Don't close one eye. In that sense, you're closing both eyes. Don't. Okay, don't. All right. Say something. Advise. Because sometimes people are not aware that that action is actually, oh, this is not right. Okay, they may not be aware. They think that this is normal because they have been brought up perhaps in that kind of surrounding. Perhaps they see it happening. So it's normal. But if you know better, then you tell them, no, this is wrong. That's the step.
So to know better, maybe more modules on anti-corruption should be provided to our students, because these students are going to go into the career world, right? So just to prepare them, right, for the future, so they can practice the integrity, the real integrity, because you'll get all the challenges when you start working, right? Because like you said, you're from the econs. Econs, economics, kuliah of economics, kuliah of economics, right? So the challenge is such, right? So and then when you start working, you will have that, you cannot be saying, no, I will not accept any bribery in the future. I will not be corrupted. You can never ever say that, right, until you start working, because whatever that you have laid in front of you, right, that is where you might have that, you might lose that judgment, right, because you need to survive, you need to do this, you have commitments and things like that. So how do you actually tell yourself to actually combat this issue is through education also. Then you know what is right and what is wrong. And then you know whether or not to advise or to report straight away. Right? Okay, because of course when you go to MCC there will be lots of cases. But not everything that they will take in, because there is not enough evidence, or actually any of the 5 elements does not fit. Alright? Okay? Does that answer your question?
Okay, thank you very much. Are you happy with the answers? Okay. So now let's take one question from this side. Sister, I'm always fair with the gender, brother and sister. So can I have one sister from that side to ask one question?
You have no girls in your class.
I do. I have like a fair number of students. Full number of students, yes. Okay, sisters?
It's late.
Yeah. Could you please, the sister next to the microphone? I think no one is there, but sister with the black hijab, white.
Me? Yes, you.
Yeah, you have to look at me now, sister. I'm looking at you now, sister. Guys, anyone?
This is your chance.
I'll pass. Okay, I'm gonna pass the microphone.
So if there's any acts that as mentioned before, or if it's in the university, then who should we report it to?
We just got back. Sorry, but there is an ombudsman office, isn't it? That is in charge of integrity on campus. All right, so there is an ombudsman unit that actually handles or talks about or deals with integrity. I suppose that would be the unit involved. Okay.
Or if it doesn't happen in the university or you are afraid of your safety, you can just go to any of the ACC office. All right, you can just go there and let them know. If you still feel unsafe, you can just call them and make an appointment. They will come to you. All right, so they do have that service. Okay. Does that answer your question?
All right, thank you very much, everyone. I think with that, we're going to end our session today. I hope that's going to give you something really meaningful, something different from what we have been learning for the past 10 weeks. So I hope that you guys can actually use this knowledge to help you become a better person, to have more integrity, and to practice it whenever you start working. I think because many of you are already in the fourth year, so I hope that you guys can have that common sense in you and help you to become a better person. So with that, I conclude our Q&A, and let's thank the speakers once again for one more time for their enlightening presentation. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Don't forget to sign the QR code outside of this venue. And on behalf of Center for Accredited Co-Curricula CCC, I thank you all for coming today. And this is our last class. Okay, so that you guys will have a better 10 weeks. So thank you very much, everyone. Don't forget to scan the QR code once again. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening. My students, don't forget to come to here.